Don't scroll yet, this story will stay with you long after it ends. It's about pride, kindness, and how one small act of integrity can change everything. If stories that touch your heart are your kind, hit the like button right now, and don't forget to subscribe, you won't want to miss what happens next. It all began in the towering glass headquarters of Martin & Company, a billion-dollar corporation that glimmered like ambition itself. Inside, people hurried about, dressed in sharp suits, chasing deadlines and promotions. But when the sun slipped beyond the skyline and the lights dimmed, another man's shift quietly began. His name was Samuel Reyes, a janitor, a widowed father, and a man whose dreams had been trimmed by necessity but never extinguished. Samuel worked nights so he could be there for his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, in the mornings before school. She was his world, the reason he endured aching knees, sleepless nights, and the quiet humiliation of being invisible to the very people whose footprints he cleaned up. Every night, he hummed softly as he mopped the marble floors, pretending that each shine he left behind was another wish for Lily's brighter future. But on one particularly late evening, Samuel had no idea that someone was watching him. That someone was Ethan Martin, the CEO himself. A man in his mid-30s, known for his icy precision, piercing blue eyes, and the reputation of a ruthless perfectionist. He'd built his empire from the ground up, inheriting none of his father's wealth but all of his father's pride. Lately, though, something had been eating at him. The company felt hollow. The people, mechanical. And somewhere in the machinery of his success, he had lost his humanity. That night, Ethan had stayed late reviewing reports, but when he saw the janitor enter, something about the man's quiet diligence intrigued him. No complaints, no corners cut. Even when he thought no one was watching, Samuel polished every surface with the same care as if it were his own home. Ethan wondered if it was genuine or just for show. So he decided to test him. He slumped back in his leather chair, loosened his tie, and pretended to fall asleep, head tilted slightly, soft breathing echoing through the room. When Samuel noticed the CEO, he froze. He couldn't afford to lose this job. Carefully, he tiptoed around the office, his mop whispering across the floor. But then, a moment of compassion overtook him. He saw the cup of untouched coffee on Ethan's desk, gone cold. Quietly, he took the cup, washed it, and replaced it with a fresh one from the break room. Then he looked at the man in the chair, not as a boss or a millionaire, but as another tired soul. "You work too hard, sir," he whispered softly, his voice trembling but full of sincerity. "Don't forget, no amount of money can buy back the time you lose with the people you love." Ethan froze. Those words hit him like lightning. He had lost his father at a young age, a man who used to say almost the same thing. But since then, Ethan had buried that part of himself beneath layers of success and power. He opened his eyes, just slightly, enough to see the janitor gently fold a small photo frame that had fallen on the desk of a woman and a child, and set it upright. The next morning, Ethan couldn't shake off the whisper. It haunted him through every meeting, every handshake. He found himself wondering about that janitor, about his life, his family. So he called HR and quietly pulled up Samuel's file. He learned everything: widowed, one daughter, working nights, perfect attendance for 5 years straight. That afternoon, Ethan walked into the janitor's closet. Samuel jumped, startled, nearly dropping his bucket. "Sir. I didn't mean to." Ethan held up a hand. "Relax, Samuel. I owe you a thank you. For last night." Samuel blinked, confused. "I didn't do anything, sir." Ethan smiled faintly. "You did more than you think." He asked Samuel to sit down, a first for the janitor, who'd never sat across from the CEO in his life. They talked. About work. About family. About loss. And by the end of that hour, Ethan felt something shift inside him. The next day, he announced a new company policy: full educational scholarships for the children of every janitorial and maintenance employee. Gasps echoed across the hall, but Ethan's gaze was fixed on Samuel, standing near the back, tears glimmering in his eyes. Weeks passed, and one morning, as Samuel prepared to start his shift, he found an envelope taped to his locker. Inside was a letter handwritten by Ethan and a small gold pin shaped like a rising sun. "Samuel," it read, Your whisper woke up a man who forgot what mattered. This pin isn't just a token, it's a reminder. You reminded me that success means nothing if it doesn't lift others with it. Thank you. And tell Lily her scholarship is waiting. When Samuel read those words, he broke down, sinking to his knees on the cold tile floor. That night, for the first time in years, he didn't hum while he worked, he sang softly, joyfully, like a man who'd found the light again. Months later, Lily stood on a stage holding a scholarship certificate, beaming proudly as her father watched from the front row. Ethan was there too, clapping, smiling, not as a CEO, but as a friend. And as the video fades out, the narrator's voice returns softly. If this story touched your heart, imagine how many more lives could change if we just paused to see the people around us. One kind word can rewrite someone's entire story. So if you believe kindness still matters, hit that like button, share this story, and subscribe for more real stories that remind us of what truly counts. Because sometimes, a whisper is all it takes to wake the world.